Welcome to this Masterclass Explainer. Think of today as your ultimate one-stop college lecture on the absolute bedrock of India's democracy. We are going to unpack this massive, complex framework step by step. My goal here is simple, to make it so incredibly clear that you'll grasp the whole thing in just a single watch. So grab a seat, get comfortable, and let's dive right in.
Okay, to kick things off, we have a literal giant of a question. What exactly holds the world's largest democracy together? Seriously, how do you create a system that organizes, protects, and actually empowers over 1 billion people? Well, the answer lies in one single, absolutely monumental document. To figure that out, our syllabus today covers 3 main areas. First, defining what this supreme blueprint actually is. Second, exploring the history of how it was forged. And finally, breaking down its 8 unique pillars.
Let's start with Section 1, the nation's supreme blueprint, and establish our groundwork.
We really need to define what a constitution actually is. Listen, it's not just a set of loose, optional guidelines. It is the fundamental law governing a country. It does all the heavy lifting. It establishes the political framework, defines the exact relationship between the government and you, the citizen, and acts as the absolute highest legal authority. If any law or government action violates this ultimate rulebook, the courts step in and declare it completely invalid. No exceptions.
Now you might be wondering, why is this specific rulebook so vital? Well, it rests on 5 crucial pillars. First, it creates the framework of government, dividing up power so no single branch can take over. Second, it protects your citizens' rights, shielding you from government overreach. Third, it promotes democracy by literally guaranteeing elections. Fourth, it maintains law and order. And fifth, and this is a really big one, it ensures national unity and stability, successfully binding an incredibly diverse population together.
To truly appreciate this blueprint, we kind of have to look at what it replaced. Before 1950, India was governed by the British-era Government of India Act of 1935. But on January 26, 1950, this brand new constitution came into force. This wasn't just a simple update or a patch. It was a total, foundational transformation that officially turned India into a sovereign republic, a real game changer.
Moving right along to Section 2, Forging the Indian Republic. We know the what, now let's talk about the how.
This document definitely wasn't just whipped up overnight. It was born from a long, arduous struggle for independence. You see, the British had introduced several constitutional reforms over the years, but they all had one fatal flaw. They never provided complete autonomy. So this new constitution, it was the ultimate answer to that quest for true self-rule. The timeline here is super critical. In December 1946, the Constituent Assembly held its very first meeting. By August 1947, they formed a dedicated drafting committee. Then followed years of intense, detailed debate on literally every single aspect of governance. They finally adopted the text in November 1949 and brought it into full force on January 26, 1950. And hey, that specific date is exactly why India celebrates Republic Day.
The heavy lifting of actually writing this fell to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and his committee. His guiding mission was absolutely clear: ensure the Constitution perfectly reflects democratic ideals while fiercely protecting social justice. And to pull this off, the committee didn't just look inward. They actively studied constitutions from all over the world, adapting the very best global features to fit specific Indian conditions.
All right, Section 3, the 8 pillars of the Constitution. Time to break down the anatomy of the document itself.
Feature number 1 is sheer scale. There's no way around it. India proudly holds the title for the lengthiest written constitution in the entire world. It's not a brief summary. It contains incredibly detailed provisions about the exact structure and day-to-day functioning of the state. The framers basically wanted to leave as little to ambiguity as humanly possible.
Structurally, it beautifully balances 2 major systems. First, a federal system with unitary features. This means power is shared between the central and state governments, but, and this is key, the center keeps strong authority during crises to keep the nation unified. Second, it uses a parliamentary system modeled after the British framework, ensuring the executive branch always answers directly to the legislature.
Okay, so how does this actually protect people? The Constitution gives us a powerful toolkit for justice. First, an independent judiciary, meaning the courts are completely free from political interference. Second, fundamental rights. These actively safeguard your freedom and equality as a citizen. And third, the directive principles of state policy.
Think of these as a compass. They actively guide the government to create policies that specifically promote social and economic justice.
Finally, it empowers the individual directly. We have universal adult franchise, meaning every single citizen, 18 and older, gets the right to vote, without any discrimination whatsoever. It literally puts the power in the hands of the people. Plus, it establishes India as a secular state, guaranteeing religious freedom for all without playing favorites. Collectively, these features make India a welfare-oriented state truly dedicated to its people.
So, we've covered a huge amount of ground today, from the basic definition to the history, right down to the 8 foundational pillars. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one thought to chew on. As society rapidly evolves, how does the world's longest written constitution, crafted decades ago, continue to shape and adapt to India's dynamic tomorrow? Thanks for coming to class and learning with me today. Keep asking questions and keep exploring.